pipeline MOU?
You should ask my colleagues. I can't speak on their behalf.
Have you been hearing any concerns?
I'm sorry? I think the economics of world energy are changing. There's obviously still a demand for oil, but if you look at the reports from the International Energy Agency, this demand is going to peak very soon. And you can debate, is it 2028, is it 2030, but is it worth investing billions of dollars? And I think that's why we haven't seen any proponents of the project, whether to the south or to the west coast. There's no companies right now that are willing to put this money because the future prospect of being able to make this a lucrative business are diminishing.
Est-ce que ça aide ou ça annule la souveraineté canadienne d'avoir un pipeline qui va à la côte pacifique d'Alberta?
C'est un peu ce que je disais à votre collègue.
I was saying to your colleague, when you look at the report from the International Energy Agency, we're going into a world where the demand for petrol will reach a plateau. So is it worth investing billions into infrastructure that may not be profitable?
Obviously, we disagree with this policy and the direction the government's going.
Well, in our parliamentary system, if you're a member of a cabinet and you disagree with a decision or a policy from your government, then the obvious thing to do is to quit cabinet. That's what I did. But I'm still a member of the Liberal Party, and I still want to contribute to the many causes that I have worked on for many years.
Reversing them all, they're going to build a pipeline and take down the carbon tax.
As I said to your, my apologies, as I said to your colleagues, I sincerely doubt that the new pipeline will ever get built. We still have carbon pricing, and we will continue having an industrial carbon pricing, but I disagree with some of the fundamental elements in this memorandum of understanding. I think we are putting a lot on the table and getting nothing in return. This idea that we're somehow winning because Alberta is going to increase its industrial price, they need to do that under the federal system anyway. The Pathways project, I believe in carbon capture and storage. The IPCC says we need it, but it's only going to sequester 12% of the oil sands emission. So this idea that we will have decarbonized oil in the Alberta oil sand is not true. Less emitting, but not zero emitting.
Should have increased anyway, but at this time. But it's only at $25, so in fact. Inaudible. No, because the federal government has an obligation to make sure that provinces have their own system and that the systems be equivalent. And what about acceptance? Alberta has recently made changes to its systems so that the pay price has greatly reduced. It's the responsibility of the Ministry of Environment, of the federal, that the provinces meet the minimum standards on the pollution price, which Alberta is not doing now, and Saskatchewan is not doing now, and the federal government has the obligation, in virtue of our own laws, to make sure that the prices by the provinces comply with the federal minimum standards. Are you the right person? Who is the right person to take responsibility, considering the progress of this file? I'm a fan of Mark Miller. He's a friend, and I think he's an excellent minister. If you look at the ministries where he worked, for example, Indigenous Services, it's rare for Indigenous groups to be sad to see a minister go and salute his work, so I have full confidence.
Is Mr. Hodgson the right salesperson for the pipeline to convince First Nations to get aboard?
I think. I was at the Assembly of First Nations yesterday. I think we've all seen the unanimous resolution by the Assembly of First Nations against the MOU. I think that we can't, as a government, say that the involvement of Indigenous peoples is a priority, and not consult them on things like this memorandum of understanding. Not even reach out to them before the MOU was announced. I worked on a large conservation project on the Great Bear Sea in British Columbia. I went to spend a week there to meet with the communities to make sure that I understood their vision and what they wanted for this project. I think that's how you build strong relations.
And it sounds like
Too late? Is it too late to meet them now? It sounds like
I can't answer that question. You have to ask them.
Vous avez dit que votre attitude politique pour cet accord-là avec la... Ce que vous avez dit à ces...
Inaudible question.
Vous avez dit exactement ça. Là. Comment
Exactly
est-ce que vous allez faire pour convaincre...
How will you convince...
les Québécois, mais aussi les gens communes,
Inaudible.
que votre parti a quand même...
Je ne sais pas si c'est exactement ça que j'ai dit, mais on peut débattre de ça.
That's what I
Cela étant,
said.
c'est vrai que présentement, pour la
It's
majeure partie des
true
gens,
that
l'environnement n'est pas
right
une
now, for the majority of people, the environment is not a priority, but 20% of the population, it is a priority, and a lot of these people voted for us.
Alors, nous avons une responsabilité.
So we have a responsibility to these people to make sure that we always continue to represent what they voted for us, and they lent us their vote, because not necessarily liberal voters, they voted the last time, and I think it's important for us to